What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back to a new review. Well, for today we have an RC car that's cheap, fast and a lot of fun. This is called the Wltoys A959 and it costs somewhere around $60, but I've actually seen it as cheap as $55 a couple of weeks ago. Starting with a very quick unboxing, well, this comes in a decent looking box. On the front we see a couple of pictures of some RC cars, but realistically we don't get any information on the box. Inside we are going to find the car itself. We are also going to find the 2.4 GHz controller, the user manual, and the user manual it's got a whole bunch of pictures and information. So if you're looking for a part, like a replacement part for the car, you're definitely going to find that in the user manual. So the user manual is definitely useful. And aside from that, we are going to find a power adapter for the LiPo battery. Since we are talking about the battery, this comes with a 7.4 volt 1100 milliamp LiPo battery that will last for about 12 to 15 minutes depending how you drive the car, and charging this battery takes about an hour with the provided power adapter. The controller is made out of plastic entirely, and I have to say that it feels kind of cheap. It takes 4 AA batteries and the batteries are not included in the box, but even looking like this and feeling cheap, it does perform quite well. So you can control the car up to like 35-40 meters away from you, and that's quite a lot considering that at that distance you can barely see the car. So definitely no issues with the controller. Now the car itself, so first of all, this is super fast. I mean, they do say on the box that it can go up to 50 kilometers an hour, but it's difficult to believe until you actually see it. So it's definitely very fast. The car is mostly made out of plastic, but I was quite impressed with all the abuse that it can take, because I've been abusing this car for the past couple of days and it still works, which is quite impressive. I mean, I have scratches at the bottom, on the sides, on the left, pretty much everywhere. I crashed this so many times I can't even remember. But surprisingly, it still works. We have shocks on the front and on the back, and they do work fairly good, keeping the car on a straight line over bumps or anything like that. So they do work quite good, and you can actually get replacement parts for them if you break them or anything like that. The wheels are made out of this soft rubber, but they do offer good enough grip mostly whenever you're driving this over asphalt. The plastic top can take quite a beating, because I crashed the car, as I said, a few times, and I only have a few scratches, but it didn't actually break. And that can also be removed so you can access anything under the hood. We have the on-off button that's hiding under some wires there, and we also have a Velcro strap that holds the battery in place. So you can basically turn this on or off with that hood on, but you're gonna have to struggle a bit. It's much easier if you actually remove that top to turn it on. The motor is sitting on the right hand side, and it gets quite hot when you're playing with this, so you're gonna feel the heat coming out at the bottom of the car and on the side, so it's definitely getting hot. And just in front of that we have the steering motor as well. So I've played with this on asphalt, on rocks, on sand, on grass, but it doesn't do good on grass. I mean, it stops as soon as it hits grass. And even though it does work on sand quite well, and you can see and do some cool things with it on sand, I don't recommend that you actually drive it or play with it in sand, because you're gonna get sand all over it, and then you're gonna have to take it apart because it's not gonna work. So I did have to take this apart a couple of times after filming those shots in the sand. And another thing I've noticed, a lot of the screws were kind of loose when I first got the car. So there was one on the back here that was that loose that after I drove the car for about 5 minutes, the back just came apart. So definitely check for loose screws before you actually start playing with this, because for some reason a lot of the screws are kind of loose. So this is definitely a lot of fun for $60, but keep in mind, because it's so fast, whenever you're gonna crash it at that high speed, well, it's gonna do some damage. So if you don't wanna destroy this in the first day, definitely go slow and avoid sand as much as you can, because otherwise it's just gonna get destroyed. But for a toy that costs $60, it's definitely worth it. Alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did like it, press that like button, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.